everybody, and welcome to the BL Express, uh, BL Week in Review. And I'm your host, BL Songbird. How's everybody doing? I hear it's really hot on the East Coast this evening, so I hope you all are staying cool. As you can see, it's not quite so bad over here on the West Coast. I still am able to wear long sleeves. Although, to be fair, this is one of those fancy hiking shirts that's breathable and everything. So I don't know if it counts. But, anyways, good evening. Welcome. As an aside, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for the BL Express. I do go live weekly at 6 p.m. here on this YouTube channel. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Because, yeah, I have one of those too. Right now, I'm just posting like the short videos that I post on everywhere else. You might find them. But I also have been posting some longer videos. Those aren't getting any views though. I have a feeling, I don't know, is YouTube all about shorts now? I feel like it's all about short videos. Anyway, oh my goodness, look at everybody. DeLorean, hi, Katie, Valerie, Celestia. Good to see you all. Good evening, afternoon, morning. I don't know where you are. Where are you in the world? If you're comfortable answering, of course. Be cool to know. Okay, so a little bit about this show in case you're new and you're just tuning in live for the first time. This is a live Q&A show, so we're going to be interacting plenty in the live chat. So I get it if you feel uncomfortable, but if you are like feeling brave tonight, go ahead and join us in the live chat and let's talk about our favorite series and what happened this week. And keep going on. I don't know. Sorry. For whatever reason today, I'm particularly distracted by the comments because it's fun to see where everyone's from. Australia. This must be an odd hour then, Katie. Thank you for joining. Atlanta, California. Awesome. Florida. Okay, so some places are probably really warm right now then. Hopefully you all are staying cool. I want to start off this live by talking about kind of the biggest news last week. I think it was last week. Anyway, everything that went down with the Smart and Boom ship. I'm not entirely sure if everybody's following that, but if you are, I just wanted to put my own 2 cents in on this live. I haven't really posted much on social media because honestly, there's not a lot to say. And all I can say is I feel very sad for Smart. And I hope that in his personal life, everything's fine. Because on the surface, what everybody else sees, it doesn't seem like everything is fine. So hopefully that's not the case. Anyways, I can't say what's real or not real because everybody has their own perspective and has something to say about it, right? So, because of that, that's all I'm going to say. If you have anything else you'd like to add uh, and contribute to that particular conversation, feel free to shout out in the comments and say anything you have to say because it's a hard conversation, right? And it's hard to watch what is happening to Boom because of it too. He pulls at my heartstrings almost more because he's closer to my age and he's struggled for so long. But I think he'll move forward and I think they'll both do great together or apart because who knows what the future holds and who knows what's real and what's not real. It's hard to watch what is happening to the actors. It's really crazy. It's so sad. I put you on while I'm working. Katie, that's awesome. Um, it's actually awesome that you have a job that allows you to do that. It's even better, right? Oh my goodness, my nose itches. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. And with that, okay, we have more comments. Awesome. At this point, I'm tuning them out. I had opinions when it first went down, but I'm just indifferent. Okay. That's also understandable. At this point, it's all understandable, right? I didn't form an opinion because people can say anything. And it seemed like things that I wouldn't personally, as a working professional, I wouldn't personally have shared the things that they chose to share on social media. But that's just me. Everybody's different, and every culture is different. So I can't speak to their culture. I'm coming from a very Western perspective over here. All right. I just hope they are fine behind the scenes, even if they can't speak out publicly. That was my thought too, right? Well, not 100%. I've sad for them, but I can't afford to let myself get invested. Fair. There's enough going on in the world. Choose what brings you joy at the end of the day. That's why I just wanted to like mention it briefly and mention that it is sad, but that we should just all kind of move forward and talk about the things that bring us joy at the end of the day. So, things that brought me joy this week. That was a great transition. I'm proud of myself. Oh my goodness. Okay. Things that brought joy to me this week. One, if you haven't watched it yet, go check out the interview that Kristen and I did with Patrick Liu. It was so much fun. And we learned so much about him as a director. Also, the news on the street is that The Only One, season 2, has not been completely, like, the hope isn't completely squashed yet. At least that's how I interpreted what he said. So go check it out. And I don't know, put it in the comments over on that video. Did you think the same? I know that these lives are hard to find, but I don't know. Did you guys realize it didn't occur to me till I started doing lives that there's a live section. There's actually a live tab on a YouTube channel. And all of these videos are under that live tab all the way back to the beginning. Also, his interview is under the interviews playlist. There is an interviews playlist on the BL Express YouTube channel. So it's in both places. So yeah, The Only One season 2, I think that was the biggest news. And then also it was really fun to hear about his upcoming BL miniseries project that he has in the works. And it was really fun to hear some more stories about both The Only One season 1 and Your Name Engraved Herein. He's just an interesting man, super relaxed and easy to talk to. Yeah, okay. Let's see what's going on in the comments. Choose what brings you joy. He is so warm and interesting. I haven't seen the interview yet, but looking forward to it. Awesome. Would love a season 2. I think we would all love a season 2. Hi, Pammy. Good to see you. I am still holding out hope for season 2 of The Only One. And I think, DeLorean, when you go and watch the interview, let me know if you think the same thing, because I think he gave us hope in that interview. I think there actually is hope. It will probably be a long wait, but I'm very hopeful for The Only One. Yeah, he did. From what he said, I would gather it's not happening this year for sure. Okay. The other thing is that that's bringing me joy personally. Feel free to put into the comments what is currently bringing you joy, because I'd love to hear from all of you and all of your adventures and what's bringing you joy right now. The other thing that's bringing me joy is I started a podcast where I'm going to post weekly episodes on Mondays, and I'm going to be highlighting from the perspective of a writer and a creative writing teacher, because that's kind of mm, my point of expertise in all of this, is that I'm both of those things. I'm going to be talking about hidden gems. It's called the BL Hidden Gem Podcast, and it's going to be about those series that maybe didn't get hyped on social media, but are super fun to watch. And like, I'm going to give them shout outs so you don't have to go hunt for them. So if you're interested in like analysis and those kinds of things, be sure to check that out as well. I started a Patreon account, and my hope is to one day, like, I don't be a full-time author and do this full-time too. So fingers crossed that I make it, guys. That would be super cool. Anyway, those are the two things that are bringing me joy right now. Let's see, what is bringing other people joy? I really enjoyed the interview. Yeah, okay. I was a little iffy on Revenge Love last week, but after 6 episodes, I'm all in. Okay, so that's what's bringing you joy. Love it. My sweetheart Jom is bringing Valerie joy. Fantastic. So cool. ATEEZ's comeback and them entering the Billboard Hot 100. Okay, very cool. Just all the little jokes. That's so much fun when you have all the inside jokes in a fandom and you can giggle at them. Love it. That is always the best joy. That kind of thing actually pulled me out of darkness a couple of years ago. So I told couple. Oh my gosh, now it's like 4 years ago. Goodness gracious. Time flies when you're having fun, right, guys? Okay, yeah, it took me a few episodes to fully get into Revenge Love as well. That's fair. I am watching Revenge Love. I am talking about Revenge Love in my Discord channel, but I am not talking about it on social media because I think it was the Revenge Love team on X and a translation of their posts requesting to not trend and hype the series. So all of my like, you know how I do those social media reactions, those like short 3 or 4 thought reactions. Yeah, all of that's in Discord for that one because I don't want to have that series taken off air. Oh my goodness, can you imagine? No. No, don't hype that series, everybody. Let's let it just run. And so let's all just give it our views and hopefully it doesn't taken down before the 24 episodes is up. Okay. X Morning bringing joy. Absolutely. K-pop and BLs go hand in hand. Absolutely. I get that. It's not K-pop for me, but music in general brings me joy. Ball Boy Tactics is bringing me joy. Yes, beautiful series. X Morning was so good. X Morning, Ball Boy Tactics. Okay, we are gonna like. I've decided to make this there a spoiler section of this live at the end. So when I shout out spoilers, everybody can start talking about their favorite moments from these series this week. Until that point, let's keep it mild so that everybody can enjoy. But yeah, we'll be talking about all of that because all of those shows brought me joy this week too. Okay, so quickly, the series that ended. The series that ended this week, we have Eye Contact, which is a Thai BL, and it was on Tencent. It only had 6 episodes, and I wasn't watching it. So if you happen to have been watching Eye Contact and have a final thought about it, you can go ahead and do a shout out in the comments. If you can find a way to word it that keeps positivity going in this live, that would be amazing. As yes, so Eye Contact ended. The second little short series that ended is called Trapped in Osaka. It is a Chinese BL, 4 episodes long. Each episode is only 8 to 10 minutes, so it's one of those like 40-minute short videos, if you will, at the end of the day. And it is on the Secrets of Us YouTube channel. Actually, guys, it was pretty well done for the length of time it had, and I think it was worth checking out, to be honest. It might even end up on my Hidden Gems podcast. That's how good I thought it was. So, it's a story of two men basically finding healing with each other, and just easy on the eyes. Yeah, so definitely try that one out. Did anybody else watch that one? I know that that one's definitely not on anybody's radar. It's not like it trended on X or even got posted much on X, even by like those major platforms that tell us what all the series are and what they are. So, did anybody else watch that one? Let's see. Oh, okay. Just what happened. Yeah, we're going for the real life bit, but what happened to the revenge love actor in the airport? Yeah, that was hard to watch, Aritza. I agree. That had to be scary. Absolutely. Eye contact was okay. Nothing nice to say. Absolutely. Okay. Katie, that was awesome combo. Eye contact was absolutely terrible, but thoroughly enjoyable. Okay, it's one of those. Really, was it one of those that it was so bad that it was good? Because those are always fun. And then, okay, the story of the airport. I'll go ahead and do these summaries. They got ripped off by their company. They got ripped off by their company. I did enjoy the use of essay. It put me off completely, but I watched the whole series. Oh, okay, you're on. You're on already. You're on to eye contact. Thanks, Saritza. They got ripped off by their company. I didn't enjoy the use of essay, but it put me off completely, but I watched the whole series. Okay. Eye contact was good for the first half, but then went off the rails for the second half. Now the actors are suing their company for abusive contracts, so I hope they can get help. Oh my goodness. What is going on this week? I mean, I was like, I knew like the Smart and Boom stuff. That's crossed my timeline. Like the couple of other scandals, those have crossed my timeline. Apparently, we have this now. Dang. Okay. One of the main actors got surrounded by fans, and he ran for airport security. Get help. That was the thing that happened for Revenge Love. Yes. Thank you for that summary. I've been watching Trapped in Osaka, but didn't realize it was the finale. I may have to rewatch the last episode with new eyes. I get that. Like it's useful everybody like when the companies remember to write the word finale on the episode, so we all know. But they've already released a little trailer for their new series that's starting this week, so we know that that was the end of the last one. The eye contact actors didn't get paid for their work or appearances. Ooh, oh, it's a rough week. Not only did were there 34 episodes that dropped, we had all this other stuff going on too. And the state of the world sucks. Man, so must be something in the water. Okay, let's get back to bringing joy, guys. Shall we? Let's try, anyways. Okay, so Trapped in Osaka, worth checking out. Okay, the series that began, and this is where you guys really throw in the details. What did you think? Is it worth watching in real time with everybody, or do you think maybe it should be binged? Those are the kinds of questions that you guys can go and like put your input in. Let us know what you thought too. It's always good to have diverse opinions and not just mine. So, obviously, Revenged Love started. We talked about it a little bit last week when there were only 4 episodes that dropped. Only 4. Yes. Well, okay, we have a cat friend today. This is Bree, everybody. She needs a hug today, apparently. I left my door open. Hopefully, you guys don't mind, cat friends. Okay, so we already have 6 episodes of Revenge Love. It is, as somebody so adequately and eloquently pointed out on X, at least the post I saw this morning, a very toxic show in so many ways. But then, we also have to remember that it's from a different time. That apparently, this is a remake. The original is from like 2014. Hi. And then the new one is now, but the book is from even before that. And they just wrote BL very differently back then. BL has had quite the evolution, right? We've had quite the evolution since its kind of origins in the 80s in Japan. So we have to remember that this story is from a different time and like take it for what it is, I think, at the end of the day. And sometimes, a little toxicity is fun if we remember that it's all just fiction. Okay. Revenge Love, I think, would be good as a binge and or watching it in real time. Maybe guys watch Revenge Love in real time. Although it would suck if it was taken off air midway through and we missed the second part of it. But what if it's taken off air and you don't get to see any of it? I would support that series in real time. Those actors worked really hard and did a really brave thing to put that out there. So we should all, I think, support that in real time. All right. That's my 2 cents about that series. Does anybody else have any comments? Okay, Yuritsa, I'm hooked on Revenge Love. Sorry, y'all, I might not be back, but I'll try Daughter Duty's call. Yay, okay. Good luck. I hope you're able to come back. I like Toxic, so I'm in. Just had issues with the lack of care of snakes in the first few episodes. Oh, okay. I don't know much about the care of snakes, so if there's a lack of care, I wouldn't have been aware. But it's good to know that there wasn't care. They did put a disclaimer, though, in that in real life, those snakes are well cared for. So I'm glad to know that. I can't wait to binge Revenge Love. Have to watch it as soon as it comes out because it's my whole feed. So too many spoilers. Yeah, I can't wait to binge. That's a good point. That's another reason everybody's talking about it. It's unfortunate that everybody's talking about it. Yeah. Anyway, it's toxic and I'm somehow entrapped by it, so I am seated for this series. I'm really enjoying it. I'm in the same space this time. I I realize that it's toxic. And maybe it could be considered even more toxic because you forget that it's toxic. And that's not it's not like my stand-in where all the way through you know how awful it is. In this show, you forget that it's toxic because it's all presented in a very humorous way. Dangerous. It's a little dangerous. Okay, I think there are two other versions, Counterattack and Falling in Love with a Rival. Good to know. I knew about Counterattack. I was thinking about going and checking it out. And then we have it's on Gaga and Vicky, so I feel like it won't get taken off air. Otherwise, wouldn't that be a breach of contract? That I don't know how that works, honestly. Because I know that another series, gosh, what was it called? Blue Canvas of Youthful Days. It was on Ichi, but it was taken down. And I mean, it came back eventually, but it was taken down. So I know that somehow it's possible. Pretty sure it was film produced outside of China specifically, so they couldn't interfere with the airing. I hope that's right. I heard that too. I don't know why it could be taken down, but when the platform itself is asking us to, maybe it's not so much that the series would be taken down. Maybe that it's more like the actors could be in danger or something like that. Maybe it's more that. Maybe that's why we need to be careful. Not to trend it so much. It's for the actors' sake. Because the actors are Chinese, right? And that could go south. All right. And then we've got the next series we've got that started. We got to get through this, guys. We have so many series. Okay. That had 4 episodes. Okay, we're at 4. The next series is I Became the Lead of a BL Drama. That one is aired 2 episodes last week, so we're up to 6. I Became the Lead of a BL Drama is a Japanese BL and Sangaga Ulala. There's going to be 6 episodes total. I'm not sure if they're doing 2 releases a week or if that was just the first week. But that is the first episode was very funny. However, I could see how that particular series would be a better binge watch. Essentially the plot goes into it's the second season of the show, right? In the first season, these 2 BL actors are on set and off set working out their feelings. And so the second season is the continuation of the story, and they're still working it out. That's all I have to say about that. The first season's only 3 episodes, so if you haven't watched it, check it out. Word to the wise, on Gaga Ulala. The first and second season are like on one page. So on my particular app, it looks like 1 and 2, and you like can switch them back and forth between the 2 seasons. So they're not in a separate place. So you might actually find it hard to find. And it is BL drama, not BL series. So you also have to type the title out correctly. I became the lead of a BL drama has to be typed out exactly like that in order to be found on Gaga Ulala. Okay, the next one had one episode release, and that's Memoir of Rati. Can you tell how I feel about that show? Memoir of Rati is a Thai BL. I think it's going to be 12 episodes. It is on YouTube. Everybody here over here in the West, it's on YouTube. Yay. And it had a really, really solid start. I'm excited. Not sure what I was expecting, but what I got was a a translator, a French translator, and a like Thai lord that falls in love with him almost at first sight. And they already have had cute moments, and it's only episode 1, and they're almost clearly seem to be aware of each other in that way too, which is kind of amazing for the time period they've set it in. Anyway, super cool watch. Ooh and Boom are in it as well. And Ooh and Boom look like they're also going to have a really fun plot, and it's not just like shoved to the side. They are the second couple in the series. So if you are fans of them, definitely check Memoir of Rati out. I'm going to go ahead and catch up with the chat real quick. They're continuing. Okay. Became the lead is so funny. Good night, y'all. Have fun. Yeah, very possible it's for the actor safety. I became the lead is so funny. I love it. Yes. It's funny. They're continuing their humor from the first season. It's really enjoyable and funny. Yeah, it is. It's enjoyable and funny. I could see it being irritating for some though too, and maybe better to binge than watch in real time. Um, Loved the first 2 episodes. Laughed so hard. Wish it dropped all at once, but another one to watch right away. It is. Yeah, I could see wishing it had dropped all at once too. Absolutely. I liked the first episode of Memoir of Rati. I am going to love Memoir of Rati. So far, so good on Memoir. Yes, period pieces aren't my favorite, but I was impressed with the first episode watching for Ooh Boom, but I really liking Great in it. I think they're even better in this than in Wandi. Good day. Yeah, they're having like some really good period costumes, and I think because in the episode 0 they were talking about how who would it have been? Boom, no, Ooh. Oh my goodness, those two. Ooh, yes. Wait, wait a second. Ooh, I think. Or is it Boom? Oh, okay. Whichever one plays the one that's poor. Ooh, Boom. I don't know which one is the one that plays the poor kid. Anyway, in episode 0, they were talking about how they had to add makeup to make his complexion darker, and I think they did a really fantastic job with the makeup. If somebody in the comments could please save me, that would be wonderful. Let me know who is who. Ooh, okay. Thanks, Valerie, for that. Thank you for the save. Oh my goodness. Okay. So Memoir of Rati, watch it in real time. It is the first GMM TV BL series. That is a period piece. Oh my goodness. Yep. First GMM TV series that is a period piece. So awesome. Okay. We're still going. It's not over yet. If you thought it was over, it's not. Depth of Field is another Japanese BL that started this week, and the first two episodes aired, and it is also from Japan and on Gaga Ulala. Word to the wise: if you like Japanese BL, Gaga Ulala is your friend. You know where to go. That is like the legal streaming platform. It seems like for that show. So, Depth of Field, again, two episodes released last week. What happened? Anyway, two episodes released of Depth and Field, and it was intriguing. It was such an interesting start. I don't know if you need to watch it in real time or not. I haven't seen very many spoilers about it, and it is intriguing, but it might also be frustrating to watch in real time. It might make a better binge watch. But it is worth checking out because the premise was unique. It's just simply about a boy. This is set in high school, by the way. It's about a boy who is really, it seems like he's at kind of a bad place. He's one of those kids that smiles on the surface, but is not so much happy on the inside. And he has lost his joy in music, and he meets another boy on the rooftop shenanigans again, everybody. He meets another boy on the rooftop who's into photography, and that is essentially the premise of the story. I think it's going to be a simple character driven plot, but it'll be fun to watch because the characters are so interesting. Okay, another two episode release was Sun Tiny. It is a Thai BL on Ichi. It airs on Tuesdays. I watched the first two episodes. It's got interesting plot that is not used very often, and I have seen it sometimes used well and sometimes not, and that is the body swapping plot device. And they use it in a very unique way. For me, Sun Tiny could go either way. I personally, with all the series airing, don't have time to continue that one at this time. So I won't be continuing that particular show. And that is all of the ones that dropped. That I mean, part of the crazy was from those episodes. That was 11 episodes total from new series last week. All right. The makeup was sticky on God, everyone he touched. Yes, that one. That was for Ooh and Memoir of Rati. I haven't started Depth of Field yet, but we'll definitely be watching. Awesome. Little confused by storyline of Depth of Field, but interested to see where it is going. That's why I mentioned DeLorean that it is a character-driven story. So, like, the plot is going to be in the character development, I think. I don't think we're going to have the what you would call like a traditional classic plot unless you're enjoy following the growth of characters apart and together. I think that's going to be the primary plot of that series. So yeah, it could be confusing at times for sure. Oh my goodness. All right, upcoming series. On June 27th, Friday this week, we have The Promise of Soul. That's the new one from Taiwan to replace the last one, and it's going to be on Gaga Ulala and Ichi. And the last one was also on Viki. I haven't checked Viki yet. Maybe it's there too. You'll have to, if somebody knows, go ahead and put a shout out in the comments. So yeah, The Promise of Soul from Taiwan, and it's seems like a kind of some kind of soul swapping plot as well. The preview was confusing, but I do love a touch of magic, so we'll see what the series is like. On June 28th, we have a new series from the Philippines. I know there are a couple airing right now, but they're on an app that I know the app is is available internationally for everybody, but I don't personally use that app. So, but there are a couple of other shows from the Philippines airing right now. I saw one today. All right, I will look into it a little bit more closely for that and at least give you guys a shout out next time about the other series currently airing from the Philippines that are on that app. Anyways, Hermoso is going to be on YouTube. And it's on the Oxen YouTube channel. Oxen Film YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys know that one or not, but they put out entertainment and high drama, the soap opera level drama. So if that's the kind of drama you like, then this series is probably going to be highly entertaining for you. They also tend to be a little naughty and they make a lot of fun jokes. And this one is set around the fishing trade, and it's going to be on like fishing boats and going to be in warehouses and those kinds of things. So that should be entertaining. And those are the two new series coming out. Two more. Okay, let's see. Anything else here from other people? I'm not sure how I feel about Sun Tiny yet, but plan to stick it out for now. Oh, good for you. You'll have to let us know later then, Cerisi. If you stick it out, I'll be sure to make a shout out for it when it ends, and then you guys who continue watching it, you guys can let me know how it was. Turns out people were giving Max Nat a hard time online because of the intimate visuals caused by the body swap. Yeah? Why would they be given a hard time though? That particular problem, if you're referring to that particular problem, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but that particular problem irritates me a great deal. Every single time I see people complaining about that problem, about the heart intimate visuals caused by the body swap, that kind of problem, I just roll my eyes and get a little bugged. Yeah. Okay. Onwards. The spoiler section. Do we have time? Yeah, we have time. We have time for a spoiler section. It's only 6:36. We made it through all those series. Granted, those were only half of them. And this is the point where we get to talk about our favorite moments from the week in the currently airing series. So, spoilers ahead. If you don't like spoilers or you haven't been watching, then I will see you guys next week. All right. So, like I mentioned, we had 34 episodes released this week. What was everybody's favorites? I'm going to go into some of mine. Okay, water. That is true. Some people do have too much time on their hands. 2 thumbs up to that. Okay. The X morning. I saw people mention at the beginning the X morning. Let's talk about it. I already talked about it once on Thursday right afterwards. There's a reaction video floating around out there, like 9 or 10 minutes about it. So I'm not going to go into too much. But what a favorite moment from that episode was the whole episode. Oh, okay. Okay. P like going into the bedroom and seeing that Tam had like basically made a shrine to him. Like the whole bedroom was a shrine to P. And then that makes you wonder, why did Tam leave with a text message and no words? Like Tam's lack of words is irritating. Totally, 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 totally irritating. That like, and I have a feeling that the words that need to be spoken are probably going to be the climax of the story. So this is a 10 episode series. When do you think the climax is going to be? I have my fingers crossed for episode 8. Let it be episode 8 so we have breathing room for the finale. And we don't have a dreaded episode that's right before the final episode. But yeah, I hate to break it to you, but they are playing it like like those words are going to be the emotional climax for that story. And since it is a love story that is character driven, it would make sense that the words that need to be spoken are the climax because that is a part of Tam's character growth arc, right? He starts out as someone who doesn't really say what he means, what he thinks, what he needs. He's just like a supporter. At least that's how he's come across to me. Okay, there it is. I could go on and on about that show again. All right. Anyways, that's my feeling about the X Morning. And then, of course, we have to mention the next Prince again. I loved, and it's the scene I posted everywhere on social media. I loved the fight song that they did at the end of the episode. That was one of my favorite moments this week. I keep hoping and dreaming that they will take that song out of the series and make it a part of the OST so that I can listen to it all the time on Spotify. This is my plea to the world right now. Please and thank you, make that a thing. So yeah, that scene from The Next Prince, I loved it. Then I also want to give a shout out overall to my sweetheart Jom. I know that one isn't everybody's cup of tea. I'm not sure what they were expecting, but I don't think they were expecting slow burn. I don't see how it could be anything else though because of the age gap and the roles that each of those boys are playing. I don't see how it could be anything else but slow burn. And it would be really beautiful if they add in a time jump at some point. Slow burn with a time jump, I think, would make that series amazing. But I was highly entertained by how pissed off Jom made Yo this week. And he was still in the doghouse at the end of the episode. I think they did a great job with that part of the story this week. And the acting was fun and the running away was interesting and just the way they played that part was super cool. Perhaps I should take a break and check the comments real quick before I just rattle on and on. Let's see. Everybody else is on different series. Okay. And I am using the wrong. Can't I? Okay. There we go. Let's see. We have my favorite for this week, Reset and Leap Day. Leap Day isn't a BL, but feel free to chat about it because from what I'm seeing, it's like absolutely fabulous and everybody has to watch it. At least that's what I've seen so far. Leap Day was unbelievable. One of my favorite moments was from Reset. When Armin was introduced to Janine in the second incarnation, my heart felt good about that. That was a really cool moment. I agree. Janine is the manager, by the way, is Armin's personal manager. And I kind of love him as a character, everybody. And there was a shipping moment there between him and Tada's assistant. And I was all for that. I'm like, yes, let's make that happen. That would be fun. So I'm like, BL gods, please let that happen. Okay. Leap Day, such love. Wow. Okay. Hint of a very last moment. Soren met Juin again. Their reuniting in the storeroom was so cute. Okay. My Stubborn. I actually didn't put My Stubborn on here, but maybe I should have because that was the storeroom. Storeroom was I don't know if that was cute to me or if that was just well done. It was super well done. I loved that. Loved the way they acted that scene. To be honest, they did a great job with that. And the scene in My Stubborn by the swing set was also a really great scene. The way that Sorn overcame his stubbornness in that moment. I know that's a really light plot, but there is a character like arc, however small. There is a character arc in that story, and Sorn overcame his stubbornness. and said all the things that he hadn't been saying. So that was a really cool moment in My Stubborn. I loved that. And honestly, the pacing in that series, we had the emotional climax, and in this case, the climax was emotional because it is a character-driven plot. We had that climax in episode 9, and so we're building towards a resolution. We have 3 more episodes to do it. There's no rush, and I love it when there's no rush. So My Stubborn, yeah, no rush for the ending there. We get to kind of enjoy them coming around to everything, which is really cool. All right. They mentioned a couple times that Yo would be 20 in 2 months in the earlier episodes. Not sure how much time has passed since then. I did see that too. He was a little older, right? He's gone back to high school, but he's 2 years out of high school. So he's not a high school kid anymore. That's true. What love he had, it was formidable. Yo was seriously thinking, not again. Jeanette, good to see you. Oh, Yo, yeah. Soren being romantic was a good change. It was. It really was. That was a good little episode right there too. Maybe one of my favorites so far in that series. Another show for me. I don't know if anybody else is watching it, but the Bangkok Boy. Um, that one, if it ends well, which I think it probably will, but judging by the way it's gone so far. And I don't mean like a happily ever after well. I mean like all the stories are wrapped up and everything is concluded and nothing feels too rushed. If it ends well, it's also going to end up on my Hidden Gems podcast because nobody's talking about it. And they should be. Oh, granted the first it some okay, most of it, not some of it. Most of it's been hard to swallow. It's not your cutesy college series. And I get probably that the audience is mostly people who want the cutesy college series and aren't really interested in watching a super gritty crime thriller adult action series. But if you happen to be into that, go ahead and watch the Bangkok Boy. And that I think because not very many people are watching it, I might leave it at that. I don't want to give you guys too many spoilers about that one because people aren't really watching it. But let's just say that was another one I enjoyed this week. I don't think the Bangkok Boy will be HEA, but will have a satisfying ending. I don't even know. I think it'll have the ending that feels right for the story. And if that's what you mean by satisfying, then I agree. I think it'll have that. Bangkok Boy is more action than romance. Yes, that's why it's action thriller. There's some BL moments in there, enough to call it a BL, I think, though. Um, the painting in the last episode and son having to block peace from his father's view, so intense. Absolutely. You guys will have to watch it to know what we're talking about when we say the painting. Those silent tears broke my heart. I'm going to binge this one so I am hit with it all at once without multiple hits week by week. That is a good plan for that show. Absolutely. All right, and for me, the final one that I'm going to give a shout out to, and will also end up on my Hidden Gems podcast. There's two airing right now that aren't getting the hype I think they deserve, and so I will be talking about them later. And so the second one is I Promise I Will Come Back. And I think part of the reason that one is not getting hyped is because no one can find it because they have taken come back and made it one word. And unless you type it as one word on Tencent, it won't pop up, which sucks. Because all of us over here are like, come and back are 2 words. And yes, a comeback is a thing, but like a comeback is a noun and it's not being used as a noun in that title. but I think it's supposed to be a play on words, but it's not one that any of us have thought of. So, it's a comeback, guys. One word. Look it up. Also, really good. The cinematography and the lighting in this last episode, and the longing, and the way that they have put a mini. Okay. They put the climax, a very soft climax, by the way, at episode 6. I could be wrong about that though. Like there could be an even bigger climax next week, and this was just a soft start for the climax. I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, let's see. I promise I will come back. Thank you, Valerie. Yes, that's how you have to type it into Tencent to even find it. And it is worth finding. Such a beautifully done love story about like someone discovering their feelings for the first time. And their initial meeting was just so real. Not initial meeting. Initial realization was so real. And the way they're handling the language barrier in that series is so authentic. Yeah. Yeah, so far it's a really well done story. That's all I've got. Anybody else have any final thoughts? This is a longer episode, longer live, longer. Can we call it an episode at this point? Maybe. BL Week in Review, Season 1, episode, however many episodes it's been so far. Anyways, final thoughts today. There will be less episodes this week because I think everybody was like, let's drop a bunch the first week and then back off. So there aren't actually 34 series airing, everybody. Then we chill out a little bit this week, hopefully. Anyways, I promise I will come back as charming. So invested, they wanted to show off the area and they did that so well. But the story is even better. They are so natural, awkward, and sweet with each other. Exactly. Somebody put a like theory in to X earlier today though, and I hope it's not correct. But let's just put it this way. They're both twins. Taiwanese twins are supposed to be in this series. They're on the cast list. And we've only met one of them so far. And so there's some theories floating around as to how the second twin comes into the picture. And one of them is pretty dang sad. So I hope that is not the one that happens, but I have a feeling like it would kind of fit the story, and I have a feeling it might. So I'll let you guys know if it's sad or not. How about that? And you guys can decide if you want to binge it or not later. Oh. All right, guys, we're out of time already. I feel like it's flown by. Have a great week. And I'll see you next Tuesday. Next Tuesday. Yep. Next Tuesday at 6 p.m. And we will chat some more about everything that's going on. Bye, everybody. I love how the camera keeps. Bye. I wonder if the other twin will play the earlier version of them from the story they tell each other. Oh, maybe. Guess we'll find out. Find out. Final comments. Bye. Until we meet again. Have a great week.